I remember when I was 18 and I just got my real estate license. And I remember walking into a Men's Warehouse to buy my first suit because I understood that me getting into the real estate field, I needed to get a suit. That's just basics, right? Okay, well, I'm going to be dealing with people, dealing with a lot of money, and a suit is considered to be professional. So I said to myself, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get my first suit, right? So I'm 18, I'm walking into Men's Warehouse, and I'm speaking to the gentleman there that helped me out get the suit. His name was Alex. And I noticed that he looked quite young as well. And I was having a conversation with Alex, and I was like, hey, Alex, I'm in real estate, by the way. Just want to let you know it's so cool to be in the business. We're young, making things happen. I'm sure that you feel great about being a salesperson as well. So we had, back and forth talking about business, talking about sales. He commented on, it's great that I'm getting into the real estate field at an early age and this and that. He was 19. So we were both around the same age, right? And before I left the store with the two suits that I bought, he mentioned to me that his parents were looking for a home. And I just had gotten into the real estate business. And the great thing about it was that I was already speaking to people, letting them know, hey, I'm in the business. If you know anybody that I can help, let me know, right? So he's telling me about his parents. They're looking for a house. They've been looking for some time. They were working with this other agent, whatever. So then I was like, you know what, man, let's stay in touch. If there's anything that I could do for them, please let me know. So I give him my information. He has mine. 3 months later, he hits me up. And he's like, listen, Jose, it's not working out with this other agent. We need somebody else to help us out. Can you help us? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'll love to. So I did a quick consultation call with them. That interaction right there, just a random Tuesday afternoon going to buy a suit, made me $10,000. And the reason I wanted to share that story with you guys is because when somebody gets into business, all they're thinking about, well, not just anybody, but most people, they're just thinking about the dollar signs. I just want to make all this money. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it's all about just the money. How can I make $1 million? How can I get rich quick? Instead of focusing on their craft and on the service that they're actually going to provide once they're capable of starting their business. So for me, I had the enthusiasm, as young as I was, to help people and to build a name for myself, right? For me to build a name for myself, what does that mean? What does building a name for yourself mean? Well, if you're building a specific name for yourself, it also means that other people recognize that name and there's a reputation behind that name. And that phrase is usually used when somebody's looking to build a good reputation, a reputation that's credible within the line of business that specific person is in. For me, it was real estate, right? So as I was working on building this credit, right? As I was working on building equity, because this is the difference between how rich people think versus how broke people think. Broke people think about making $1. Oh, I just want to make quick cash. While rich people think, how can I leverage my life? How can I leverage these opportunities? How can I leverage the money? Fuck the money. You know what? We're going to focus on equity, right? Somebody looks at this house and is like, oh, wow, Jose, like you spent $1 million on this house. Like you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. The equity has already increased by over 30%. It's about the equity. If I was afraid of spending that kind of money, I would never capitalize on the equity. This is all going to make sense as I continue on through this story. So as I'm having that conversation with Alex and helping them get that house, we finally ended up closing and they gave me a great review. Now I'm building that name for myself. However, remember, I managed to get that client based on the relationship and the conversation that we had. It wasn't about money. It was about they have a problem, I have a solution, and I could marry the two. As an outcome, of course, I got paid. And his family got their first home. Hardworking family from a foreign country were able to afford their first home in the United States of America, and I was able to make that happen. That's the bigger picture. Yet everybody chooses to focus on the quick buck. I want to get rich quick. Me. What are you doing for other people, right? What are you doing for other people? Because if you're not doing anything for anybody, you're not going to build a network. And we've all heard the phrase, your network is your net worth, right? We've all heard that. However, how do you build a network? Because everybody talks about it, but how do you actually build a network? That's how you do it. You have a specific business, you have a specific thing that you know how to do. Besides business, I'm also in very good shape. So even when I'm at the gym, if I see somebody hitting a specific set wrong, I can go up to them and say, hey, have you ever considered on possibly giving it a shot doing it this way? See how I know you're working on your lats, try it out this way, let me know how you feel. Boom. I just provided that person a certain level of value over an expertise that I had. They did it. Oh, thank you so much. I actually feel a lot more. Next thing you know, the next month comes in, they're experiencing more gains in the gym, right? So now I solved somebody's problem by just stepping out of my way and just providing some value. So the first step of building a network is providing value. So what value do you have to give? When I was 18, I had no fucking value to give. Well, I had some, whatever I knew at the time, which was very little. That's why I highly recommend everybody that's here, if you've just been reading books all your fucking life and you haven't had any real life experience, when you're speaking to somebody that actually has done it, just shut up. If you're around a millionaire that is maybe trying to teach you the game, but I say trying because you're not letting him fucking speak because you're trying to impress him, shut up. That's not how you're going to impress him. You're going to impress a millionaire by listening, because that's going to communicate to him that you're actually interested in becoming a millionaire, that you're actually interested in learning, versus being that guy that walks into a boxing gym who's never boxed in his life and maybe has gotten into a couple street fights, and then he walks into the boxing gym trying to tell the coach how to fight. And then we've all watched the videos where they put these kids to spar and then he gets his ass whooped by a more professional fighter. Well, he should have just kept his fucking mouth closed and listened. Even if you know something, you're playing chess. When you're entering a room, shut up. Analyze the room, understand who you're speaking to, ask questions, listen. And guess what? As you're listening, you will see the opportunity for you to provide value. Perhaps if you're young and all you have is your time and all you have is the labor that you can provide to another individual that could potentially put you on, that's probably the best bet for you right now, right? For me, it was, all right, well, I know I want to do real estate. Let me get my real estate license. It might help me. So I got my real estate license. I took the 75-hour course. And now I'm certified. Now I could go ahead and sell houses. Okay, cool. Let me find a mentor that'll teach me. I learned from one of the greatest. So learn my sales skills, stepped out into the world, practice, applied it, build relationships, build credibility, provided value. Now what? I kept doing that on repeat. And little by little, I started to build my network. Little by little, I capitalized off the equity that I had built with the people that I was establishing these relationships with, that later on in life became fruitful. Like the individual who had a family, who wanted to buy a house. However, if I only had my mind on the money and just wanted to make money, I would have completely disregarded the care that you need in business to actually be successful, to be hospitable and leave a great impression on the person by knowing your shit and doing your best. So now little by little, I started to build my network through all of these experiences that I've had. And because of it, I managed to build a $10 million real estate portfolio. Oh, but that's what everybody focuses on. Oh my God, this guy's doing this guy's doing that. Everybody wants to watch the finals when Michael Jordan is balling, but nobody wants to watch the practice that he had to go through at 3 a.m. shooting those shots back to back. It's very easy to get caught up in the glamour of what this life can provide you. Yeah, I have a big house. Yeah, I have nice cars, and I'm going to have nicer cars and a nicer house, and my life is going to continue to scale as I continue to be the person that I am through these things that I'm teaching you guys now watching this video, because these are the things that genuinely help me. And I think that this is more important than anything that you can see and idolize. Don't idolize the house. Don't idolize the cars. Idolize the game. Because the game is what's going to get you everything that you want. It's the game that matters. Don't get caught up in the distractions, in the glamour, in what looks good. Develop an appetite for the game and learning the game and understanding the game that's going to get you all of that and more. Because that's how I was. That's why I decided to get in a coaching program as soon as I got my real estate license, because I wanted to get put onto game. That's why I started the movement, the Built From Pain Network, because I understood that there were more people out there like me that understood the value of the game and wanted to master the game and wanted to build their skill sets with communication, with fashion, with their fitness, with their linguistics, how they communicate with the world, how they present themselves to the world, how they build a network. I understood that there were people out there that valued that. And these are the next millionaires, because I was that person. I still remember the day where I was working at that pizzeria and the guy that didn't believe that I was gonna make a fucking that I was gonna be a millionaire by the time I was 25. I still remember that. Yet I fucking did it anyways. And so can you if you put your mind to it and you work. Nothing in this life is ever given easy. And if it's given easy, it's gonna come with a cocktail. And it's gonna be an intoxifying drink. Because it's not going to last you long. What's gained quickly is also lost quickly. So you have to start to build this momentum across networks. Down the line, as I continued my professional career as a real estate agent, I managed to buy my first building. How did I do that? Everybody, oh, you got this, nice, blah, blah, blah. But how did it happen? Be interested in the game, in how it happened. How I built that network, because it was a connection. Here I am, fucking, 20 years old, 21 years old at the time, buying my first commercial building. You think I have a fucking $1 million in my bank account by that time? No, bro. It was the game. It was the connections that I've had. It was the paper that I was moving. It was the people that I knew. I'm not born from a rich family, bro. I came here when I was 7 from the Dominican Republic. Dead broke, poor. We barely had, we didn't have hot running water. Everything was just cold. We fucking showered in the backyard. Cockroaches scattering every single fucking day. That was my life. That's where I came from. I'm not no fucking dude that was born with a silver spoon. I had to go out there and work. And I'm so glad that I went through that, because now I can comprehend, because it's all levels. I understand that I'm not at the top. There's a lot of more things that I got to do, right? There's a lot of levels. You may be at a certain level. I may be able to teach you something. There's somebody out there that's teaching me something. So now how do I get to that next level? By duplicating exactly what I did to get to this level. And that's the secret. That's the game. And if you can understand that, you'll be able to manage to get to any level you desire, because I'm doing it too. It's the power of the network. It's the power of surrounding yourself with people that you can follow to guide you through the obstacles and through the challenges of life. If you're curious enough to ask, if you're curious enough to conjure up the questions that are going to find a solution to solve that next problem that'll elevate you to one more step closer to that top level, because it's a staircase. Just focus on the solution to the next step. Stop focusing on the end step. Oh, that's so far. No. Focus on the next step, and step by step, with the right people in your corner, with the right support, because this world is cold. We're all going through the same shit, bro. Everybody has problems. Everybody has things that they have to overcome, right? But if you're surrounded by the right people and you continue to take that step forward, and everybody in your clique is elevating every single day, you get to live one of the best experiences that not a lot of people are going to get to experience. However, it's going to cost you. And what is it going to cost you? It's going to cost you your work ethic. It's going to cost you consistency. It's going to cost you, you know what? It's going to cost you getting rid of a lot of bullshit. Nonsense people always complaining about their lives, bitching about work, bitching about their wives, bitching about all these nonsense things. It's like, bro, if you wanted to change something in your life, you wouldn't complain about it. You would just change it. And then you start to get around the right circle where they're not complaining about anything. If they want something, they'll go out there and fucking get it. They're not just thinking so small that they can't even analyze a deal, analyze an opportunity, analyze a project and say, hey, we can put this together. You have this strength, you have this strength. You come with the money, you come with the time, you come with the skills. We'll combine together and we'll build something. We'll build a company, we'll build a business, we'll build an empire. These are the people that you have to surround yourself by, because these were the people that I was around. And this is why I'm young, right? But I've been making it so far ahead. Everybody looks at, oh, like you're so young, you have all these things. Yeah, bro, but I fucking busted my ass to get to this level. I did all the things that others said I shouldn't do. And you know what I did? By doing that, I skipped the fucking line. Oh, don't spend money on this, don't spend money on that. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on my education, on trips, to business events, to meetings, to meet certain people. And there are some of you that are holding so tight to your money that you're not even utilizing the energy that you have in your very hands to transcend it into the value that's actually what's valuable to you. Money's just a piece of paper. The relationship that I had with that young man at that Men's Warehouse was worth way more than the $400 that I spent on those 2 suits. It ended up making me $10,000. So now I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't wanna buy a suit because it's gonna cost me $400 and lose out on $10,000. I'm not gonna be that person. Those people are over here. These are the people that are thinking small, thinking in scarcity, that don't wanna grow, that don't wanna transcend into the next level. However, if you'd like to join me on this journey and everybody else that you see that inspires you, and you're like, damn, bro, I actually want to get to that level. I actually want to do these things. Then you too have to go through the journey, because nothing's going to be given for free. Nobody's coming to save you. So start to build your network. Start to provide value to people. Understand what field you want to get in. And if you don't understand yet, choose. Make a choice. And then get into that field. And then little by little start to add value to those people who are ahead of you and could teach you something. And next thing you know, you'll start to advance and you'll start running your own company with the proper discipline, with the proper habits, with understanding how to overcome certain challenges and certain obstacles, because you paid to play. That's just how the world works. You have to pay to play. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And you shouldn't even hate the game, you should learn the game, because that's what's actually gonna help you. Remember, your network is your net worth, and always choose to live in abundance.